Everybody's selfish. Nobody believes it, but everybody is. Wasting these moments, emotions, motion my motives, and most of it molds my character. Married to my ego, fornicate with hysteria.
God morning to you, Facebook Live. Mac and KD coming at you. Oh yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me. Ain't no animatron. You know, I don't wear no makeup, eyebrow, permanent eyeliner around the eyes. Hey, you know, gotta watch out. These animatrons are out here. A few test tube babies roaming, running around in leadership. Hey, Tony Grimes, good morning, God morning. Trying to let the kids sleep. I think they went to Silks last night. Because, you know, man, I passed out, front door better not open. I got them dogs. They let you know. My dogs let you know. I don't care what they do. They let you know. Bring your squirrel. Kill rats. Man, I got to go do something about this too. I'm trying to just, well, it's a trip. God morning. Mac and KD coming at you. God woke us up. God the glory. God the first, God the second, God the third, God the 50th. Just feeling it. Just feeling phenomenal. But look, looking at all this stuff going on, people getting all bent out of shape on every little subject, Gail, Oprah, this. I be thinking about, what do people do in their days? And there was some posts up, and I was on here with a dear friend of mine from high school. You know, my team used to just beat him all the time, but it's okay. You know, it's nothing special. Yeah, I'm saying the brothers had Willie Mays, and Big Rob Fukushima might have Willie Mays and Sarda Haro, like me. See, we don't discriminate, so we get everything. We get the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? I tell people when we play baseball, man, all it is with us. See, I never really thought of it that way. I just was like, yeah, I know Frank Robinson and Boog Powell, they was going to be ripping, you know. And what's old boy name that used to be Tom Seaver? Jim Palmer, you know what I mean? Jim Palmer used to be on TV all the time. And there's the Orioles. I wasn't even an Oriole fan. Brooks Robinson, you know. I just loved, you know, I knew about everybody. Straight lace. Like right now, people have been out of shape, rolling, and you know, I'm talking to the people who actually are sent here to lead. People are really exhausted. And I was thinking about life because I have been taking so many hits. I mean, over months and months. And it's real difficult, like I tell people, it's really difficult just to remind myself that the source, I'm going to get exhausted, but all I have to do is go to God. And in getting to God, I have to go to the Word in some aspect. It has to be a written word that has something to do with the Bible. Holy books, scripture, something that has lived before, that was foretold. Always. Only thing that brings that real vision is just like I can totally understand all worlds. I can understand all worlds, everybody's opinion. And in having understanding of everybody's opinion, I know what's wrong. So, yeah, I mean, period. Nothing else to it. Wrong. Now, in trying to gain that peace around all this stuff, what do? Where's your world? It's just like me. The world is telling, I have had to go against the world because feed my sheep. There's a section that would say sheep are weak. You know, if they look up, they'll drown. They'll do this. They'll do that. No. Sheep are the smallest little children that I see. I have great game. And people have been trying to get me into some kind of entertainment stuff for a long time. And like I say, I even on golf courses with Mr. Raymond Chester, Jack Tatum, Ant Banks, you know what I mean, T. Banks, Teddy B, you know, I mean, Lance Spencer, you know, Spence, Chris Hicks. Yeah, I mean, hey, Short, we all out there. We used to go to Lake Chabot golfing. That one time I went out there, they invited me. Man, I'm not going back out there. I was loud like Bill Murray, and I always was like, man, I ain't gonna never play golf and drink whiskey with no racers. But I was with the brothers, and it was cool. Man, I can remember that day like yesterday. Chris, see, when you remember everything, it's just like I said with the sheep. Little people come to be. And that's why I know that's my God-given thing. Hey, Chanel, what's going on, baby? Because I was just standing in front of Pet Club yesterday talking to Brian Green down there in Georgia. And I was saying, Brian, I feel so good. And I'm shadow boxing in front of the store and talking to people when they go by. I said, but you know, B, I done went through 4 months with a car. I done taught Mercedes so much about old Benzes through just happenstance. You know, bang. But the part went back to Boca Raton 4 times. And, you know, I mean, my partner Dave Hudson, you know, cousin. Yeah. Thank you. We tried. But in that, God showed me there's other things to do. Then dealing with dentists, doctors. See, people don't understand. Cat like me, I'm 58. Now, I'm telling you what I'm telling you. I don't know, my dentists, regular dentists and doctors have retired. You know what I mean? I'm watching people now. I ain't trying to go in and see nobody. I'm looking at them and, you know, there's things that, man, I probably could have, well, I was trying to save a tooth that had to come out, but I was like, man, push come to shove, I know I can get an implant. Maybe. If one of y'all donate $1 million, no. But seriously, when you go in these places, man, I'm thinking about how God would guide me and who He's guiding me to. And then I looked at habits and practices and what's going on in the offices and how they respond to things. Ooh-wee. So it would behoove you to start taking care of yourself in a lot of different ways. And like I was saying in front of, man, I have never felt better in my life. And you guys know, man, we balled as young people, man. I mean, Chanel, we kind of have same experience. I played football, you know, I played basketball on the championship team at Adams with Mr. Bernard Miles and Bruce Henry Gerald and Darrell Wallace and Terry Matos and Darian Avellino and Mark Hall and who else was on our team? Jeez, at Adams. So I played better, but Big Mike Houston was, you know, Big Mike Houston was a man on the campus. Phew! At Adams. Yeah, the morning games. I couldn't believe them cats used to be down there because, you know, I couldn't go to the left. I didn't really play that much with Mike and them. But they'd be out there, shirts off, freezing cold, you know, crazy. Mike was in the 8th. 7th grade was mine. I was hollering at the girls. Yeah, Jason Regina Mullen and Janet Cook and everybody all around the yard. Man, I don't forget nothing. I do not forget anything. So don't ever lie, because, you know, man, listen. We have to start helping each other get through these mental humps. I be thinking about people, right? Because I feel so good physically. And I know really, I was really just looking at how the attacks are coming. It could be, you know, from one thing to the next. And it leads to the next. Then it leads to, you know, I don't even want to separate the job from the, you know, the doctor, the dentist being inept, and you have to fuss people out, and then they have to look like they're going to threaten something on you, and it turns into church, and y'all loving later. But no, this is the kind of person you have to start being more attentive to other people's needs. Because every time I tell somebody about their ineptness and how they holding people up, I said, now what if I was the single mom that didn't have transportation, didn't have money, didn't have anything, used all her substance to come down here on the bus, and she gets here and you tell her, oh, the surgeon didn't show up. You know what I mean? Y'all just told me, hey, Angie, how you doing, darling? Amir looking like a Angie and D. Wallace. I was just talking about Daryl, you know. Tell D I was talking about him, my championship team on Adams. Eric E.Q. Young. The big men were Eric E.Q. Young and Daryl Wallace. At forwards, Bruce Henry Gerald was center. Terry Matters played forward too. And then we had Darian Avellino, Bernard Miles, Mark Hall. I sat the bench, but I was on the team, baby. I was on the team. But I'm saying, you know, and so as I look at all these things and people aren't really giving God the glory, man, you got to go back in, because this world will exhaust you. and I don't see too much people. I don't see too much of the money aspect. If poor people are showing up where wealthy people supposedly are, but the ideal and the movement is not going anywhere. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking about hold on a minute. Let me let my man do something. Hold on, cause yeah.
Staring back like I'm back on the back of my black diamond. Back tennis ball in the spokes, racing from sirens, defining my findings, finally finding my faith contested. Unbeknownst to any ounce of jealousy that was sequestered, detected my own faults, acknowledged my arrogance. Looked back at my past tweets, felt a sense of embarrassment.
I was thinking, you know what I mean? I was getting, I felt like I told Brian, I feel so good inside, but I was getting an exhaustive thought. I'm going, God, why is everything, you know, I make moves on a way that I think I should be making moves, whether I get some, try to bless folks with extra or spend extra to get folks they dough back. I said, there's always something financial that comes in and it's on somebody else that be like, what's going on with that? I mean, why couldn't it just be smooth as butter? I'm giving you the biggest half of the pie. And you know, and we was on the phone, me and Brian, and I just was like, man, I don't even talk to my cousin. I said, man, and I'm like, wow. But the world and how without God would have me feeling sad. Yes, you know, happy Negro history. Happy Negro Day. Happy Negro world. Happy Negro world, man, history, black history. I tell them it starts 25,000, 27,000, 30,000, 27,000 years ago. Yeah. Man, why is my chair? Man, my kids, man. But I gotta put that down because I'm an only child. And yeah, I'll be mad. This chair is everybody's, but it's mine. It is mine. Now, what was I gonna say? This is what I'm talking about. I heard some things. And this morning it was there's a post up, a young dad. He's wearing purple. Only thing I wouldn't have done, he's standing there. He's got his 5 kids and mom has one in the belly, you know, sitting there just proudly. And he's standing there like he done won 6 Heisman trophies. You know what I mean? And posing. And me and Rob Fukushima and I were going back and forth and laughing a little bit. I had a problem with that photo too, Rob. I wouldn't have wore that lavender little purple shirt under any circumstances. You know, really. Hey, Guy Holmes, what's going on, baby? There's some things I'm just not going to do. You know, I believe in happy wife, happy life. I really do. On every sense of the word, the way I do it. I wouldn't see anybody, let me put it out there in case my future wife, I don't care where you come from or whatever. You will never get me to go see Hamilton, shit like that. Never. Reminds me of slavery. I don't care if your grandmama playing the role and blah, blah. Don't even ask me. I don't even think about it. I would be in there torturing, thinking about Django, every scene. You know what I mean? Wishing I had a pistol or a long-range rifle. No, I ain't gonna do that. But look, hold on. This dude's so inspiring.
With my girl leaving, been 6 months, but I'm still coping, still holding on to this front. Puncture the spills open, people stop and chat. Like, nigga, your life's intact. Give a swift pat on the back, rather concealed than reveal it's broken. Still promoting this image of true perfection, soliciting different women, just hope they're using discretion.
Ooh, wait. I can tell you, if you don't know this feeling, it's a lot you don't know about life. I can remember proudly. Just like I can. There's a good and a bad. There's a way to say things. In the OJ trial, I remember that Miss Brown, Denise Brown, I think the older sister. You got to excuse me. I had a tooth removed, and I swear I got to avoid biting my tongue or something. That's why I'm like, wow. I wish my dentist and my doctor, they're retired. I had an older Philippine doctor. I love Dr. Mediano. I don't even want to see nobody. But look, I can remember just, the OJ trial, there was Denise Brown. And she said, well, we were at a bar, and OJ they were all talking or something, and OJ said, he was with Nicole, and he was just hugging her, and he said something about, this is where the babies come from, and she said he grabbed her crotch and said, this is where the babies come from, and this is mine, and she started crying, and I was like, wow. I said, now I got that same take, right? But in a different take, just like we saw the brothers drive Fukushima, and we laughed about because somebody complained, girl, why you still having babies? And this girl's, the dude standing there proudly, she's standing there smiling, the kids look good. Like I say, my only problem is they was dressed in even lighter purple lavender. Because, I don't even like Prince dark purple. Shit, take them little boots off, but he had little feet, so I can, But Denise said that. And I thought about the most potent feeling I had in life was walking through anywhere, fair, zoo, grocery store with my wife, holding my little ones, pushing strollers. She had one in a tummy. The boys dressed. We rolling and walking through the store. I'm a king with my family. And that's mine. The F is wrong with that? In the name of Jesus, Allah, everything you believe in. What's wrong with people, man? Except you got to reprove them if you're around them, or give them a message like I'm giving you about it. When you hear the haterism. See, people talking about Gail and Oprah and blah, blah. Man, I mean, if that's what you want to do, if you want to start hanging around them kind of people in country club, you have aspirations of getting on TV. That's why I tell you guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to do my own TV, man. I'm not going to be around that foolishness. And then as it blows up internally from the hood, like it always does, they come to us. But no, I'm not going to sell this recipe. We're going to take way little money and keep it moving and branch out and cover and protect the real little sheep until they can feed on God themselves. Stop reading that Bible in the sense of it's always talking to your selfish ass in the time frame you're on. Hey, Tiny D, Gary Jones, and the fellas, I don't know who else put something together, huh? Because I saw y'all was together. Anytime people can get together, it was effort and love, Tiny. And that's what these people don't know. That's the game. That's the Rolls Royces. That's this, that's that. You know what I mean? Man, yeah, baby. Oh, man. Hey, Tiny, trust me, man. I saw the pictures. I was rolling, like I was saying right now, man. Man, my struggles have been so financially crazy for about almost 3.5 years, man. It's only a miracle that the dogs is fat and looking good. No, the dogs ain't never gonna get fat around here. Ain't nobody getting fat around here up in this house. You can believe that. I used to tell their mama, 11 years younger than me, don't try to pretend like you want to run the beach. She used to get up. Yeah, I'm going to go with you. Now, you better stay there, girl. I'm going to go run the beach 2 in. Yeah, babe. Yeah. It's cool. Couple years. She did it a couple years. You know what I mean? But you got to be able, like you see now. I used to, man, when we was young, I can't say when, I'm staying young. I say ain't nobody getting fat at 40 in here. You know what I mean? For real. And just like right now. I've been ascending to higher heights, man. I'm 58. 60 gonna be the new 19, if the Lord be willing. And that's just where it's at. And I like that because as I deal with adults, I'm around educational systems, I'm around little bitty people. I'm not trying to think your old way. Like I told these people, I took my evaluation when I go talk to people about this job stuff. Here's an evaluation from when I first started out as a counselor. I was the youngest counselor in probation, and Byron Contra Costa history came up under, Glenn Sugar Bear Woods and Jim Thompson, and the man, Dr. Harold Mitchell, Fahim Fahimi, Jack Goddard, Raul Herrera, Mr. Pete Burns. Crazy ass Jay, Uncle Festus on midnight with all the game in the world looking just like Uncle Festus, driving a Porsche 928, come rearing up every night, big ass cup of iced coffee, eyes like this. Hey, Davis. Foes. And then the man, the Jerry Lawrence, tail back out of orange. Yeah, Venetian, Pittsburgh's finest. But you know what I mean? Taylor Davis, the mayor. And shouts out to my man, Mario Hill, who took me out to Byron. I was getting ready to go interview a job at J.C. Penney's. They wanted to hire me to do some security. Like I ain't never been no cop in my life. But they wanted to hire me during the Mario came to my mama's house and told me, man, my grandfather and grandmother was visiting from New Orleans. Mario rolled up in the Saab. He was, everybody was getting Benzes. Mario got the beige Saab and put the black rims on it. But them rims didn't really, they couldn't find a rim to fit it. I think Mario didn't like the car without the rims. Anyway, long story short, Mario said, man, come on, man. I'm going to take you out. Here's this spot. You're going to be cool at the ranch. I said, what you want me to do with the man? He said, man, F that job and F that cop job. You going with me. Man, that man took me out there, introduced me to them folks, and bang, I had to go take the test, go to Martinez. Told you, Katie. Mario got me to actually like having a job, because I swear I wasn't trying to have, I ain't never really had I didn't have no summer jobs. I didn't do none of that. My mother used to be telling me, Keith, you're going to get a job. I'd be like, I'm going to play baseball. After baseball, we're going to play Legion. After Legion, then once me and Damon discovered, Damon always had gas card. we had spots in Benicia and rolling, and so with life and rolling and doing the things that we do, we get exhausted. Let me get back on God's tip. And I started looking at the things, and I'm talking to Brian, and I'm feeling good, like the best I ever felt in my life. And I'm watching, and I'm looking at all these things and how people are playing certain things against certain things. People who have the good life are, I think, when I say the good life and you're cognizant of things, you can't let people just always show the bad side of what things are. And the people who have been like, it's just like with this racism thing, man. These people who are on our Facebook pages and all this know it's racism, and they still playing with the thing, and then they get mad at you because you're going to knock weak shit out the park. Don't play with racism with nobody. That's why I tell you, I know what I do, man. I'm not going to go see no Hamilton. Not for no woman. My wife is going to know not to even ask me to do that. Honey, this is real near and dear to my heart. If you ain't on your deathbed, I ain't going. And I probably ain't going then. You know what I mean? Because I'm not. I'm just not with that. And I don't care who put a new twist on it and all that. Wig, stocking. It reminds me of rape. All that. Every time I think of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all that, I think of slavery and rape. I don't think of nothing else. And I'm proud of it. I love it. I love it. So all you people that tell me about Rush and I'm showing my bias side, man, listen, I don't have a bias side. I'm a hater. I hate racists. I'm a guy, you know what I mean? Honey, this is really my heart. If you ain't on your deathbed, I ain't going. Hey, look, I'm on two channels. You know what I mean? Because I'm not. I'm just not with that. And I don't care who put a new twist on it and all that. Wig, stocking. It reminds me of rape. All that. Every time I think of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all that, I think of slavery and rape. I don't think of nothing else. And I'm proud of it. I love it. I love it. So all you people that tell me about Rush and I'm showing my bias side, man, listen, I don't have a bias side. I'm a hater. I hate racists. I'm a guy, you know what I mean? Honey, this is really my heart. If you ain't on your death, look, how's that happening? I don't know nothing about it. See, I need management. And I don't care who put a new twist on it and all that. Wig, stocking. It reminds me of rape. All that. Wow, I'm looking at myself. I'm dancing. I be doing that. KD, you need to stop. Rape. I don't think of nothing else. I can't even stop it, y'all. I'm stupid. Nothing about it. See, I need management. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Sean, come over here and push the button. Here we go. Hey, Miss Barbara Bush popped up and said, I don't know how women can vote for Trump. Oh, my God, man. Everybody, I still don't hear what I'm supposed to hear. Only Jane Fonda is speaking from white women. You know what I mean? Jane Fonda is speaking it. And it's been way before Black History Month. Everybody else, man, I don't know what to tell you. Why they don't look like O.J. Simpson? Why all those people? Why President Trump, Joe Biden? None of them look like O.J. Simpson is their age. O.J. Simpson is their age. Bill Cosby actually is looking younger than them. He's looking way better. These pictures they show. I'm tripping off that, right? And God says your fruit. Unbelievable. But like I tell people all the time, I celebrate the things. There are things because in a wicked way, just like the Bible, in the European world where you're killing everything off, you twist the things that are good in the wicked. A man claiming his woman, this is mine. Yes, that is his. The woman claiming the man, this is mine. That is hers. Only you little slave wanting to own something, fools, or somebody who just in some old, I ain't talking about no abusive, hitting on physical, you know what I mean? No hitting on physical, punching, fighting, trying to hurt somebody. Oh, but you're going to get hit on, get spanked up. In love, that's what I'm saying. And when you got to clarify and do all that, I don't need you around me. Because it's almost like a woman. If I got to keep coming back to you, well, what does that mean, honey? You might either be too young or, you know what I mean? And some things, it's cool to be around people like that, but if you can't share the stories, they don't know what the hell you talking about, you don't know what they talking about, you always, how the hell is that going to work? I ain't one where, I can't see it where you just sit over, I guess there's a time you might could, this is the time you read your book. Oh, I'm interrupt your book reading as your husband all the time. Shit. Throughout years. I know you get this time and this is when you read your book, but I'm finna break the dishes in that cabinet right now, and then you can get back to reading the book, or you. If you can't deal with that, so what? Then people come on the news, oh, he was abusive, he was doing this. Man, shut up. My wife loves me. Tongue kiss right on TV, passionately. No, this ain't no fake kiss. You know how you could tell? I could tell some weird things about people. I look at how, like the psychologist, he said, this one's, you can tell how they holding each other, and you can. I look at pictures on Facebook, people be posting, and I don't see many, and I'm glad. But I see pictures of how the women are looking back at the man with the fear in their eyes, or the man, with the dissatisfaction. You can just see it. And then people, if you aren't discussing these things, I guess you ain't making real love. I ain't got to be always going. I don't always have to be going. It's like I told you, my proudest moments was going through stores and in public with my kids and my mom, because as a virile man and how I get out, I'm hitting it. And then I was the at-home dad, so I really wasn't tripping. And then being the at-home dad, when my wife was pregnant, she was home too. Shit, it wasn't like she was going to work and all this shit. No, for a little while, because I think my wife was like, I can't say she was glad because nothing would have happened, but I was the type of dude, in a non-stupid world of me believing in real Jesus, I get your ass fired coming through your office on military bases and everything, man. I was shit. I'm Keith Davis, man. I'm stupid. And I'm sorry, Lord. Hallelujah. But I used to be on military bases with babies, and I mean carry them, and I ain't no haphazard dude, I put mine in slow. I know how to hold them. I don't care if we fighting a dang man. Look here, love them babies and have fun. And I can't even imagine being an adult, having my children and not have the memories of that. But see, that was me. And so life to me, when I talk to people, they don't understand the beauty of it. My kid's never been to daycare, and I don't think anybody knows what it's like to have a newborn. Because, and then there's, a newborn right there. One, 1.5. The other one, 2. The boys, 5 and 6. And we rolling. Rottweiler, Pit Bull, everybody in the neighborhood, over at the house, swimming pool, great vineyards. Hey, and I could keep up the man. We had a house that was just for a nation. And it's cool. But see, when you don't live like that and you don't think from that perspective, when you're arguing over political shit, you don't know. I wish a woman would come up to me with some foolishness about, well, look how he said he was on it. He's objectifying and misogyny. I still don't know what misogyny means because I don't give a shit. I don't touch whatever. I don't touch kids. I don't do none of the shit that they trying to normalize is in my life. It's not even in my thought process, except to watch for it in little ones who work around me so I can warn your ass if it does happen, and then whether authorities do something or not. Yeah. Because I've had that happen before. I've had that, and I've worked group homes. I've had kids tell me, I worked at Adams Junior High with Mr. Turner. And Mr. Turner was like, man, you might get yourself arrested. You better be cool. Youngster, Mr. Turner used to give me good advice, but Mr. Avalos, no. A little girl told me somebody touched her uncle, and I confronted him right in front of Adams where they was dropping him off. I say, you better tell him to get up here. I'm going to send for him. And then whatever went on after that, after I got with that man. But you don't touch no kid. And she was a little Mexican kid. Nobody playing. You know what I mean? People out here, you guys, some of you people be playing, man. You be on here talking and getting back to God. Let God do his exhaustive thing. I always got to go to the word. And I always got to feed the sheep. Hey, and guys been seeing you on, hey, Mr. Bernard, I always got to feed the sheep. And the sheep right now for me are little people. And that means no money. That means extreme faith. And if you didn't hear me before, when you got them babies like that, and you in a big old 4-bedroom house, my cousin Renard knows and remembers the night we moved a 4-bedroom house full of furniture in my station wagon and his Explorer. You know, down to that condo, Ronson and Tina Ballard gifted myself and my family after I had a move-out order from a punk-ass system that didn't care that I had babies like that. Hey, Steph, you know, year-old baby, 2-year-old baby, you know, 4-year-old baby, boys, you know, give me a move-out order, 2 dogs, kids, 4-bedroom, full house. Man, I wish I had the faith I have now. I wouldn't have moved nothing. I'm saying, but the faith, well, hey, Steph, how you doing, darling? The faith hadn't gotten like that. Because, see, understand what I just told you. Babies, in-car seat carriers, Mercedes 300 TE wagon, big old Explorer Expedition my cousin Renard had, who had just worked a shift on Travis Air Force Base and came out and we moved furniture all night. And I made him go home. I still had a house full because each time we took the furniture, I had to take the babies out the car seats. And you know they had to be fed. You know there had to be cribs upstairs. I had to keep the logs in the fireplace going. We had the fireplace that was, you know, and put them in the round crib, put this one here, rolling, loaded up, furniture. Man, when I think about that, man, shit, it was nothing but God. And then I think about people out here ranking other people, always stressing people, just like I told these people at this tax place. When I went to go cash out some taxes early and pay them extra to get them early, and you still on some BS, I go in there every day and they apologize. And you ain't got to apologize. I'm just trying to let you know. And this is your lesson. I'm going through a lot, but see, I know God. I know God. So you're safe. But somebody who's going through a lot and then they pay you to do a service and then you're a big entity and you make money and you don't give them the service, man, you could get hurt. This business could get you hurt. Same way I went on. T-Mobile sent me something. As you know, they had a racist incident against me. All I do, they want you to go file this. I ain't filing nothing. Every couple of months, I'm going to send you this. My boy Keith Biggers. Thank you. Thank you. Keith Biggers. I tell him, refer to Keith Biggers' email. I don't know. You know the employee. Go do what you do or do what you do. I say eventually I'm going to have a platform where somebody going to get at you later the same way it happens with Boy Scouts, politicians, priests, you know, and their offspring, those who do people wrong, doing all that kind of shit. It comes out. Nobody tripping. It's going to come out. So, hey, what's next? What's next out here for us? Let me just jump on something else while I'm here. Got to check my spirit. Had to check my spirit. And I love being God-filled, because this morning I was thinking of Garrett Martin and how Garrett used to do, you know, little readings out the Bible and just, you know, just bring that word. And I said, that's how important the word is. As people, I would never let anybody tell me the word doesn't apply and doesn't stick and move and do what it does, because it does. And nothing else does it. I don't care about your intelligence shit on here. And you do sound intelligent. And you are intelligent when it comes to the book. But when the rubber meet the road, if you was broke, you ain't gonna do like me. Shit. I kept my babies. I didn't leave the house. You understand what I'm saying? There's people going, oh, I got to pay these bills. I got to keep a roof over my head. Man, God, I stood still. I didn't even hear God say it. I stood still and said, Lord, I got these babies. You know what's going on. It wasn't no looking for no job. I got to go get money. I got to go do this. I was with those babies. I hugged them and loved them. I kept a little food there. I tried to keep the dogs rolling. Paul, Beverly, and Stan, thank you. Thank you, Paul, Beverly, and Stan. Rest in peace, Paul. Because you gave my dogs that home on that property out here in Sac. Man, that was big. That was big. Because Dave, Clark, Monica, you know what I mean? Y'all know throughout the time, man, what went on. Because when people take in your dogs at their house, 6 months, Dave Clark, you know, Monica, man, Rottweiler, Pitbull, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, man, if that ain't the love of God, I'd have, you know, because I wouldn't have had peace. I would have had them babies. Then I'd have been worried. Then Paul Beverly and Stan provided, you know, acres. You know what I mean? I did a little cutting of the grass. That's about it. They wasn't requiring me to do nothing, pay nothing, nothing. You know, one hand, people couldn't come in and break in their property if they wasn't there. It just was a great blessing, and God lines things up through angels, And you must believe. And if you're trying to, and I don't know, it's almost like if you don't accept your lot, I guess you could. It's just weird. I'm trying to put my circle around people who understand, and I think there's a way that we're going to have to war comfortably. You know what I mean? Because it's not going to be, I think people, they don't understand, we're of the generation, there's no more retirement. There's not going to be no retirement for our generation. I mean, unless you want to get unhealthy. If you want to get unhealthy, that's what you do. You retire. But if you want to stay cracking, you better get ready, because you got to lace this next generation. These cats, it's like I tell people, oh, this generation lost. No, they're not. If a cat buy $300,000 watches, and he absent-minded, like some of these kids are, he loses it. You know, he playing with his partners, his B, whatever name I can't pronounce, fall in the ocean, and he buy another one. People sit there, man, look how he effing off money. He ain't effing off money. He just don't have that slave mentality. And there's a cool mentality, then there's a slave mentality. These youngsters don't have a sense of lack, which was taught and given to us from this era. And then people, because it's almost like, I think kids look at, if you have money, like I was telling you last time, they do it to everybody. They build up a Mike Tyson, a Mike Jackson, everybody, just to gut punch them and put them in court. And just to remind you, no matter what you do, we can get you. See, it's not like that. It's like I was telling T-Mobile, Mr. John Gear, come on, Mr. John Ledger, all these companies, you know what I mean? The medical companies, the people I deal with down in Boca Raton, Florida, Programma Inc., you know, where Dave said, you know, you guys make the golf carts, Myra Shad, you know, Tiger Woods. I'm always lacing you people on just, you know, the game. The game. You got to be about something. You got to be about what you say. You got to move and move the people. And we're sitting up here listening to people give instructions who don't know. I mean, I don't care what the money is. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. Shoot. I look at, and people are actually, I don't know, man. People get so bent out of shape on death and the shock of someone leaving. I guess I encompass everybody so much. Nobody's death overwhelms me. Nobody's death overwhelms me. And I'm more than sure that if I were to die like Garrett or Paul or Basil or Mr. Wilder or Mr. Young or, you know, man, Mr. Freeman, and, you know, I mean, I could just name so many. And when I say Mr. Freeman, you know, there's a lot of Mr. Freemans, you know what I mean? Curtis Freeman, yeah, they blessed to have those things. Nobody's dead because we're connected. And that's the real Christ spirit of the body. I'm looking forward to dying. Shit, it ain't no biggie to me. Because I know, you know, I'm connected. I can feel it. You know what I mean? I can feel Paul Beverly. I can feel Basil. I can feel all those because I live. Man, I live. I ingest. I just told you I'm walking through supermarkets and yeah. Fine women used to be walking around, you know, me with kids. And they wanted to holler and do all that, dude. Yeah, because they know. But it's cool. That's a part of it too. I ain't got to be hollering and, yeah. But that's a talent, you know, that's a natural talent. I came like that because I'm the type of person, man, all I had to do is know you like me. And it's like I had you. Steph. Hey, Stephanie Posey, don't say nothing. Stephanie went to school with me. But, you know, I go down the first rank. I mean, that's just the way I am. I ain't one of those people like that run around lusting and, yeah, it's not like that for me. I'm so glad I got out of that stage, man. Oh, my God. But, you know, in church, I can't just tell you a lot of times, man, with the ladies, and I'm sorry, ladies, but it's cool, though. Birthdays. It's a special day, too. I mean, you guys were the loves and the apple of our eyes, and, you know, still are. That's who we are. But, you know, Matt and KD, I wanted to see the look on your face, and you know, I saw it. You know, it's cool. Stop! Forgive me, Lord. That's what I mean about life. I'm trying to balance that because this is real talk. Out of the blue, 2 days ago, I had a deacon call me. Professor Desai went. Ring. Professor Davis. Yes, sir. How you doing? Hi, Dr. H. Man, I saw a church for sale. Freeport and 10th. You need to go take a look. I'm not a realtor. Why would I be doing that? Right? You know what I mean? He say, man, I tell you, I think you need to go take a look at it and then get back to me. I said, no. I'm like, you know, where is he coming from with this? And he says, look, I tell you what, if you take the lead, take the head of the church, get the building, take the head of the church, I'll give you a 1.5 year service. I'll do 3 Sundays a month. You do 1 Sunday until, and he said, I'll take care of your youth ministry. This, something he said, because I wasn't even listening, right? So I said, are you serious? He was like, look, you'll have it 1 Sunday a month yourself. I'll do 3 Sundays for a 1.5 years. I'll help you in any way I can financially. He said, okay, Doc, you know, just get back to me. I said, no. I call him Lord B. I say, Lord B, I'm not going to do that. You know what? I'm on my way right now after haggling with these people that didn't give me money, that I gave them, you know, money to give me money. You know, I've been dealing with the school and I've been dealing with this car park going back and forth, teaching them in church that way. That's the church I'm doing because God didn't tell me to open the church. And besides, I'm headed to pick my kids up. And I said, the kids aren't there. I'm going to listen to some Rick Ross, which is inappropriate music. I'm going to have a hot shot of Hennessy and act like I'm at the club. He said, Doc, all I know is, all I need you to do is go take care of the building and get back to me. Take care now. God bless you. Bye-bye. And hung the phone up. Now, you know what I mean? This man ain't talked about no church building, me doing nothing out the blue. He tells me this. I'm going, Lord, what the hell is going on? So, that's where I'm at. I don't know where you at. And Dr. Reverend Kurt Smith, I feel you poking me or something or jabbing me. Is Kurt Smith the pastor at Antioch Grace Bible Fellowship? Do anybody know? I think Dr. Kurt Smith is Rick Sullivan. Kurt is jabbing me spiritually, man. He's just been on my mind. I always pray for Kurt because Kurt is just raw. He remind me of, what's that boy name used to hoop? Bo Kimball. Kimball Bo? Was it Bo Kimball? I don't know why Kurt remind me of Bo Kimball. Yeah. Hank Gathers, those dudes. Yeah. But look, I'm getting ready to, I don't know. I'm going to stay on here because this YouTube page thing, man, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to do a movie on this YouTube page. So you better subscribe to my YouTube. And I'm just going to let you know because it's going to blow up. It's going to do what it do. What's a hot flash? They got cities up under the airports and stuff in Denver. I remember going to the Coors plant. That was one of the, when I think about it, and this is what I'm saying about racism and why I mainly talk to white folks, because the Coors plant is one of the best marvels. I mean, I just love it. It glorifies God and man. And if white folks, and people always be like, well, Mr. Davis, it isn't all white people. If that was come to your mind, just be quiet. Don't say nothing else. Your ass still way back there, unless you're a child. Because you know who has decimated this entire animal population, you know, everybody. In that sense. But, you know, sardines, tuna, Asian stuff over there, they're doing it too. And, yeah, people. Then who do you blame? The fisherman that has to feed his family, the boat dude, the dude that got the tuna cannon corporation. Then it starts going to where it's all just bullshit. And you don't get to the sin, the root of it, lust. So, just saying. I was at the Coors plant in Denver before I shot over to Aurora, Colorado, and all those places. And to see just the marvel of a mountain being carved out, and they had like a city under there. It was just phenomenal. And it makes me think of the glory to God. But it also makes me think of why someone had to, always be trying to sell people. And yeah, and then it goes back for me that everything that they keep reselling, you don't have it if the history is so weak, you wouldn't have to keep reselling it. That's why I just detest stuff. And I'm like, wow. And then I'm asking myself, because some very intelligent, powerful people that I know in my community, in my walk, that are really, really powerful people, have gone to see that play Hamilton and loved it and recommended and all that. And I'm just like, wow, I am very much against anything that even looks and, the coats, the colors, blue and red, the patriotic, George with the hat, all that, all of it. It has never, ever, 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 ever appealed to me in any shape, form, or fashion. It looks stupid. The wigs look stupid. The stockings look stupid. The style of dress looks stupid. Yeah. You know who influenced me dressing a lot when I was growing up, once I watched TV? Nick Barkley on the Big Valley. Because Nick wore black leather. I was very impressed. James West impressed me back in the day. Then when I got older and watched it, I said James, but James was running, escaping, so he really had to have on something like, he didn't need to have on them Baryshnikov tights though. Shit. But that was the show that was on. But I just be looking at certain things, man, and where this world is going. I watched Saturday Night Live last night. I don't really watch too much, but God, let me see. RuPaul was hosting. All right, the opening act, they wanted to come out, and that was cool. But it was totally inappropriate for RuPaul to be reading children's books, making sexual innuendos with kids in the audience with the symbolism of the blinder glasses or 3D glasses or whatever. See, they're taking it and trying to normalize things that shouldn't be, and there's going to be a continued tragedy behind these things, because when a person like RuPaul is constantly chasing and promoting flamboyance and just be who you are, and this time you have to just stop and think, and there's this, there's that, and just be happy. Hell no. People are dealing with Kobe and sorrow. See, when you're always trying to just keep going because you've been suppressed for so long, but now you finally have a platform. Yeah, go ahead and get it out, because it's gonna burn out. It's gonna burn out. It's just like people are scared to discuss Pete Buttigieg, whatever. The name is gonna be synonymous with this cat, with Donald Trump. I don't care how you look at it. You're gonna have it coming if he gets up there and tries to debate with President Trump gonna clown him. He's gonna make sexual jokes. You talking about grabbing him by the crotch. Just think of what he gonna be, you know what I mean? Think of what Donald Trump is gonna be doing. Man, I can smell it. It's gonna be a shitty deal. And that's for real. I ain't got to smirk or apologize or nothing, because you gotta understand what you're opening up when you're about to see. You gotta be ready. What you gonna tell your kids? What you gonna tell your kids? See, I tell my kids just what they've been telling me for years. I speak what I speak. I know the truth. Nobody ever could say I'm a racist. I'm not even worried about that bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm around. You can see my record. You can look at my high school, who I'm with, all my friends on here. And yeah, my friends ain't going to. Remember Mike Jackson and Dirty Diana? Shit. But can I talk about a racist? Hell yeah. Shit, I done seen it. Django. I've seen Django 604 times. And I love it. Haven't seen 12 Years a Slave once. Get it? Do you get it? I know who I am. Would never watch 12 Years a Slave. It's like watching Hamilton. It's like watching whatever, Roots. Like watching, Birth of a Nation. Like watching some old regurgitated shit where you think you're going to keep me locked in. No, I'll deal with Django. And guess what Django represented? Because a lot of you don't know. Let me break it down for you. Now I see, I could talk to Quentin Tarantino, because see, The Devil's Punch Bowl, where you better look up the Devil's Punch Bowl. And then you got to look in Django with the mind represented. Oh, when Stephen, hey, Big Mouth Moore, what's going on, baby? And when Stephen said, hey, Rico, when Stephen said, yes, yes. Oh, no. When I told you, see, I done seen it 604 times, but I forgot what the mining company's name. When Quentin Tarantino, I told him, well, we could sell them to the Lakota mines. That's be worse than that, you know? Well, we can cut off your private parts. I tell him, most niggas bleed out in 7 minutes. Hey, D-Hemp, he say, well, the Lakota mining tribe, mining company is worse than that, you know? And then you think of the Devil's Punch Bowl. Because Stephen was describing the worst type of, you already in slavery, right? They raping you, they whipping you and everything. Now Stephen say they gonna sell you to this mining company that's way worse than where you was. And every day, for all day, they gonna hand you a hammer and you gonna be breaking rocks in the little rocks. And then after that, when your back go out, they gonna hit your head, throw you down the nigger hole, and that's gonna be the end of you, Django. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, here's Stephen. Here's Quentin Tarantino telling a hell of a story. Now, it take Harvey Weinstein to tell this story, right? Because wasn't nobody else. Hey, that mining company, when he said mining company, I thought of the Devil's Punch Bowl. See, it's taken, Quentin Tarantino ain't trying to get himself killed. He can't come right out and tell you what these other crackers is doing. Because, you know, they're sets of crackers. For real. You know, just like it's sets of crackers on your stove shelf. Saltine, salt. Yeah, I mean, wheat. Shit, man. Man, you better peek the game that's going on out here with all that foolishness. But, yeah, I don't know. One thing I did like, I like that XFL, I watched it sporadically, but I did like it. I liked the fact that it was 31-19 and they could have caught up in with 2 plays or some shit. I don't know. It was crazy. But I see Vegas is in on it. Ooh-wee. I like the concept of just getting dough at the end of the game if you win, though. Couple G's each, $2,200 a game. Shit, I might go. Winston Ficklin. You know what I mean? We got to get Winston Ficklin out there. Hey, Marlene, how you doing, darling? Because I'm going to tell you, man, on my YouTube page, y'all subscribe because Winston Ficklin is one of the guys I'm bringing in. Because, see, Winston Ficklin is like me. We 58. We champions together. And I have not even done any training. But I'm going to start doing a little. I ain't even talking about no training. I'm just talking about a little bit. Because the only thing I'm trying to lift is a bankroll. And when I lift bankrolls, I swear to you, I'm going to give it away. If you see me, you lifting bankrolls, and I'm high side, if you see me any kind of Ferrari or something like that, you can believe New got it for me for like $28,000. Everybody else playing $360,000. KD get it for 28, under 30. I'll roll it. I ain't gonna lease no shit. I got my old cars. I roll. I'm gonna be giving away money. You must subscribe to the YouTube page because I'm not fooling Harvey Weinstein. I ain't getting caught up with none of that. I ain't even going on the private island flights. I turned down everything. You know what I mean? Shit, Rodney Anderson, Black Natra. You know, my man. Reggie Mixon, Doug Sanders, they throw sets. I ain't even going to their sets. You know why? Because big wigs be at their sets. People showing up. No, I'm messing with you. But you know what I mean? That's about far as I go with my folks. I deal with real folks. That's all the shit. That's top of the food chain for me. When I get around my folks, who I know been doing it year after year, doing what they do. We don't need your cameras around. We don't need none of that. It's the same thing. The linen, the suits is sharp. We ain't gonna pay that much for Versace and all that shit. We know how to get deals. We know how to get deals on cars. You know, in all arenas. You know, you got the Gordon Williams. You know, I always promote Renew, but I will never leave out my folks who you going to need that can work other things. Gordon Williams out there, you know, just don't be selling people no beat up cars. That's what I tell people. But I don't, you know, I only refer people a couple of places, you know, and that's it. That's all. Because I know my folks is reliable. And they can call me and say, man, you told me this. Yep. And what happened? Oh, he gave me my money back. I bet he did. And it wasn't even no thing. Yeah, player, man. Now my daddy need a car. Yeah, go ahead. That's how we do it. Talking to Renew the other day. Gentlemen, you think it ain't spirit-led where the gentleman said, well, I'm looking for a car. And matter of fact, I'm talking to my man right now. I'm going to give him your number. Renew, just going to be Mr. Leroy. Call him. See what he do. Just do what he do. What's that? Sunday? Oh, man. People are going, let me see what they say. Putin betrays Trump. What y'all think about President Trump, man, with the, it's just going to be a trip. It's going to really be, man, that's a nice shot. Ooh, KD. Kevin Davis, man. Kevin Davis, young Richmond Kevin Davis, not Keith and Kevin Davis, twins. See, we always got to clarify because we got these KD initials. Then we had to get Kevin Durant out of town because there wasn't room for him. He wasn't original. It's only original KDs up in this town, man. We ain't tripping. But Kevin Davis, boy, you in that blazer. I actually would dress up. See George Eastman, we graduated 79. George Eastman say, now that's a cool last shot of you, KD, 100. You know what I mean? King of Kings, Stephanie Reed. Michael Williams, I need one of them, but another color homeboy, yeah, he nasty. It's nasty. I need to, I'm going to have to share my young partner, KD. In honor of KD, Luke, Carlos, all my folks, the Davis family. The young lion hitter, KD, because we got to clarify. The young lion hitter, KD. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Russell Westbrook show up dressed like this, he might win something, but he be in that, man, Russell Westbrook be on some crazy... Man. And I don't even know. I don't know if these cats believe in God or have any God or have a God side. But man, from the RuPaul things to all the athletes, it's just, people are trying to, I go, my daughters and I have this discussion mainly. My son, I be watching him because his little partners, there's no little effeminate. They 13. I haven't seen any effeminate, sissified little ones around him. But, my daughters, they're, we're going to catch everything there is, because we're all welcoming. We got to deal with every aspect of people. I've had people who were, the guy speaks to me, the white kid speaks to me, and the people come by, that guy's a racist, right? And I kind of, in my mind, I say, oh, yeah? But I know. But I know how to break that down because I speak to the kid every morning for month after month. But I would always say something. He'll walk by and I say, man, only clowns don't speak back. Or first I started with he must need a hearing aid. And he looked back. And then, I said, and then he did it for about a month or two. Miracle ear here. And then he'll look back. And then one morning he came through just out the blue. How you doing, sir? I said, fantastic, my brother. How you doing? And he looked back, kept on going. He's been speaking ever since. But it took 4 months. You know what I mean? It took 4 months. I ain't tripping. So I tell young people, man, we break y'all down. It's like boxing, man. You got to break them down. But what I don't like about us, the adults, you guys are really, really, really scared on the authority level. They got you shook. But I can't say, let me tell you, I don't want to downplay anybody. And this is so very important when you get to talking about, oh, somebody's a house nigga, or somebody ain't doing this with you, or somebody ain't doing that with you. If there is a legal document, paperwork, I don't care if you did it or not, I don't care if you've been set up. If you have paperwork over your head, parole, probation, threat of going to jail, you are high, drunk, and you know what I mean? Keep your mouth shut. That's when you must exercise restraint. Even though the idea and the situation might be really, 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 really tight, but if you really don't know God, if you really aren't sure that you know God, and there is, say, a cop late night killing somebody that you saw the whole thing, they beat you, and then you have strikes against you, if that voice doesn't tell, for me, as I am, if I was in that situation, I distinctly know God's voice. Bang, I'm on it. But I'm not on probation or parole with 2 strikes. So who's to say that man stood there and watched that person kill that girl or do this, do that? Got to watch your judgments. Got to watch your judgments. Because you might be the same person who didn't speak up for the person who's on the ground getting killed by the cop because they got unfairly fired. You knew it. And then they went out and did whatever they did to get stopped by the cops because nobody backed them. You wasn't loyal. Could that be a scenario? I don't know. That's all this think tank room stuff that could go on. That's why I say, let's start subscribing to our own thing. Winston Ficklin, I'm going to start it. All of you people that stay in shape, and you know, and I mean, I know you do it. We're going to start linking up because we're going to have an army. You know what I mean? I figure, I just made it up right now. We'll do an army of 60 at 60. I'm looking to have an army of 60 at 60, and everybody's, because that's about, you know, I remember Antioch came out with a 75-man team when we knocked them off the throne. They had beat Kennedy the year before. No disrespect to Kenny Ray Daniels and them boys that went out there at DVC. They was boys back then, but Kenny Ray Daniels was a man to me. He was a, yeah, I mean, he was an upperclassman. But when I say them boys, I mean them hitters. Kennedy went out there to DVC, and I think Floyd Graves was toe up, and he had something hurt. Jed Harvey's ankle was broke. Yeah, a lot of stuff went on where Kennedy lost the title out there, and Antioch took it. And then they came in ranked #1, and we came in ranked whatever we were, and we knocked them off and took the #1 rank, and we was ranked #3 or #2. I don't know. We might have been ranked behind Pinole or Kennedy at the time, but we was 3-0. We had beat San Ramon, blew them out, shut them out 35-0. Then we played Carson City, Nevada. We beat them 35-7. Up there, best team in Nevada. Then we had beat somebody. I forgot who else. Skyline. Skyline was the best team in Oakland. That was Aaron Giles, Norm Goolsby, and them. Kenny Walker. Yeah, they had a nice squad. Norm Goolsby got hurt that game. That would have been a hell of a game. That would have been one of them. That would have been one of them Rodney Webster choo-choo games where we won the game, the last play of the game, 12-6. Because Norm was, yeah, they had Aaron and we beat them 21-7. If Norm would have been in there, I don't know. We'd have won. We might have beat them 21.5-21. Because it's Norm. Storming Norm. I got to give him props. I think he still holds the record for the longest kickoff. College Nation, Portland State or something. Yeah, he owns some kind of kickoff records, some Russian records, because he's top flight. The special ones do some stuff. Yeah, but like I said, Kennedy, Antioch, they come out 75 deep. So the number 75 being significant because maybe by 60, we'll have 60 deep of us. And, you know, we'll be ready to just keep the war going, do the battle, you know, be joyous, reflect, you know, internalize your folks, man. I'm trying to, Lord knows I want to do something. And get, once Carl Hancock is here and Darius, we got some folks, man. We got stories to tell. And we got to do these little movies, man. And I mean, they got to be little movies, little historical, little stints. I got to, man, where's Dave Clark the Fourth? I got to find you because I think you're doing some filming and stuff. And that's what I want the money for, man. Knock these little projects out. But, it's got to be stick and move with me, man. And people say there are processes, I guess. I don't know, man. They say Tyler Perry, that last movie, he filmed it in 5 days. And, well, we should be able to film something in 5 minutes. If he using all that production and scenery, we got cell phones. Shit, we should be making 5-minute movies that just be like, wow. They be so informative. Hollywood would be like, damn. And no, you can't buy our shit. And that's how you got to be. And I don't want to deal with nobody who always wants to branch out far unless you take that and be a sub company away from what I'm doing, because there ain't going to be no same old setup. Ain't going to be no funny shit. I like to be around people where everybody's wife is fine and you ain't got to worry about nobody getting at nobody because everybody's wife fine. Shit, I mean, what is it? What is it? And if everybody keep on having every year, all the time, you got all these secret lusts, you don't want to be around me because y'all know I be talking about shit. I can't wait till, you know, I can't wait till all these Democratic debates start getting real and people are going to start talking. Because it's going to be people, they might be in New Hampshire. What's wrong with people? What's wrong with the people? It's just a trip. How? And I don't like the racism of it. And this is why it's punk shit to me. Because when you're on a gay agenda, you want to show gay, hidden gay when you're dealing with white folks and Asians or whoever's gay. You know, you want to do it hiddenly. When you want to show gay in that community with black people, you put flamboyance on it. You don't put the Liberace shit on your folks. You know, Elton John, whoever has been, you know, wearing suits, respectable, which is, you know what I mean? But see, you want to promote the flamboyance with the brothers, the flamboyance. Now, if you're going to promote the flamboyance, if you're going to keep it real, at least balance it with truth and show the intelligent flamboyance. Show the mathematics, M-A, apostrophe A-T, instead of your mathematics. You understand what I'm saying? Balance the game if you're going to do it. And then it's on a cross, and then you see who wins in Calvary. Instead of having to promote, you're trying to promote. It's the same thing as slavery. It really is. No, it's an idea. I ain't tripping. It's an idea. My Negro-ness is not an idea that needs to be promoted. It does what it does. You can see that. I mean, that's just natural. That is the real Jesus, Mac Jesus. Any idea that you got to push and promote, I don't have to prove anything to anyone. That's why I tell people, when I go before people, I can bring, you know, we're dealing with the school issue. I just bring my little report. My first report from Byron. Borderline exceptional as a counselor. I'm talking about even in my youth. Well, nurture your professionalism. For what? Anthony Weiner was professionally watching pornography. All the congressmen, when I watched the little congressional stuff, when I stopped watching it in Albuquerque, New Mexico, because I was going on them Hannity and Combs show and Jesse Lee Peterson, people calling me on the radio. You know what I mean? And then you start realizing it's turned into, I didn't want to get high on the drug, because when I called dude a bootlicking Sambo, everybody was calling him Uncle Tom. And I was like, damn, Uncle Tom was like, you know, trying to not get the women beat, and he was kind of working for his people. Y'all talking about bootlicking Sambo. And then people started coming at me, hold on, I'm not your monkey court jester. You know what I mean? And my family didn't need money. I didn't need money. None of that. I mean, I don't know where people get off on that. I remember my buddy Brian Green. He said, man, because my kids, you know, they were in the modeling. Phoenix agency was coming through, and we was the family to pick for Loveless Healthcare. You know, we had babies at the place, and they loved seeing a cat like me. And that was when I first never wore my hair braided in my life. I had 2 years of braids. I let it grow for 2 years in braids because I was at home dad, swimming pool, kicking it, you know, kids, everybody, kids in the neighborhood. Man, I was saving people money. Man, you ain't got to take your kids to daycare. Now, who is all white in a neighborhood in Albuquerque going to leave their children, little girls, Skylar, you know what I mean, the Silvers, everybody's kids stayed in my house with me and my kids every day with a Rottweiler. And the one thing that happened out of all those 2 years down there, we were all sitting on the front lawn one time, and one of the little Silvers, one of the little kids jumped up really fast, and Mac grabbed him by his shirt. He tried to get away, and Mac grabbed him by his shirt. He didn't break his skin, but it was red, and that was the only incident we ever had. But we went and checked the little dude out and everything, and it was cool. It wasn't no, you know, I'm just talking about beautiful, 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 just being around, you know, people, and people having that trust in you. Because I'm not, you know, and I don't wait for people to try to read it, because I know people's minds are tainted. I am not I'm not an African American. I'm a Negro. And they must know that, because I know you're used to subservient Negroes. It's just like in places I go, jobs. I ain't never went no job begging and looking over, because I didn't need it like that. And God doesn't. I remember Dan Gallagher, my first job at CYO, man, I go in potent, and I'm speaking on the belief of the belief. I believed the promise a long time ago. I'd go in an interview telling a joke. You know, right in there, man. I didn't come here to fill out no application. I came to get a job, you know. And hey, And that's how it works for me. Other people, I don't know. It's not like that. I can go down to school boards and different public places and knock on the door and walk in and just check in. Hey, how you doing? Talking to someone. And people go, wow, can't believe you go in that guy's office. He's kind of conservative and you're, out there, because that's what I do. We break that ice. That man got to know that. He can't think that the trifleness that the news is putting out there is what black people are about. I don't, you know what I mean? I'd be insulted. If I was white, seeing what I see, I would be insulted by all the rat racists out here. I would be insulted. I really would. I'd be telling people everywhere, man, I'm proud white man. That bullshit ain't me. If you ain't doing that, damn, something wrong with you. And that's okay. That could be you. I can't be a part of that. And then I look at why it was like that. Y'all better look into the causes of why Asians couldn't wear a ponytail. They made it illegal in San Francisco for Asians to carry buckets of water on the end of a pole, because you can't get drunk all night and beat your wife and then she got to run off to the opium den to get away from your ass. Drunk. Hillbillies, politicians. That's what they do. So, I'd be insulted. So y'all need to fix that. Y'all do really need to fix that. So what else is going on in your world? Let my man have a break.
Bad habits of old are not easily controlled. The more you feel depressed, less likely you are to use protection. Raw emotions evoking under this comforter. After she wakes up, I know she wants me to comfort her. Coming from being deeply committed for 4 years to looking at my ex's Instagram page, barely can stomach her.
Ooh-wee. Yeah. So, my people, I shall return. But remember, they're going to exhaust you. If you are of God, they are going to exhaust you. They're going to steal your strength. They're going to sap you. They're going to just drain it out. And just all you got to do is remember, see, like me, I do experiments. I've been taking the diatomaceous earth, but I don't do it the way the company does. I've taken diatomaceous earth, and I've noticed diatomaceous earth will dry out. It will suck water out of you. You're supposed to stay hydrated. So I have dried out like a fighter on it, and I've seen it just take me to where, wow, I could put on stuff I wore in high school easily. You know what I mean? And I was like, and I'm making sure I know how to monitor my body. I'm not having any buildup anywhere, internally. And I'm like, wow, then I got to hydrate a lot and get rolling. And I'm just like, man, you guys better watch what you eating out here. You better watch what you eating. You better watch what you eating. And me, I tell people all the time, people can't do it. I had to take a lot of painkillers dealing with a dentist. And me, I take painkillers on empty stomach. Straight water, because I like to feel what it do and analyze what it do, especially if I'm going to take it over the course of anything. So, but it's a different thing. You got to be, I guess, whatever your tolerance is. But I don't know, man. You guys, this food, people not taking time to talk to people not taking time to, just passing it on to the next person. You can't always go anywhere and shut down racism. You can't always go anywhere and be anywhere, but you pass on something to the next person, and that's how we're all connected as a body. And it's just simple as that. It's simple as that. Don't feel all hopeless and helpless. Just go back and replenish your strength. And I would suggest, if you think you listen to me, I always to go back to something that has the word. And the main thing, there's one word I go back to all the time, and it's the writings of Oswald Chambers. Because Oswald Chambers, I believe he died at 40-something after dealing with a lot of white folks, but having a lot of racist hater white folks, but has a raw opinion. And it's called My Utmost for His Highest. You know what I mean? And truly, I've read Oswald Chambers' stuff because you know why? When he got killed, his wife compiled the stuff. So I know it's one with God. And this book, it's a daily. My Utmost for His Highest. I had that one. I do scripture. I don't have to open a Bible. I could do that one. I could do a lot of them. But I tell you, a young man with an understanding is what I want. This is because he didn't get it from the old Puritan way. You know what I mean? He didn't get it. I believe he was a soldier. I don't even know. I just know when I started getting this, and when I was in, you know what's the trip is, when I was going through war with my ex-wife, and I don't, let me tell you something. Whenever you hear me say ex-wife, my children's mom's a boss in her arenas and how she gets down and all that. And she is, in our madness, because it was our madness, she and I had madness, because both of us, she got huge balls, and that's the problem. I got huge balls, and she had huge balls, and you can't have balls. Yeah, I wasn't homosexual. Can't have balls. I'm going to run this. No matter who makes what, no matter who does what. For real. Yeah. You ain't got to worry about happy KD. I'm just hard hitting KD. Shit, I ain't got to be happy. I got energy. Ain't shit else I can do but be me. You know what I mean? So that was cool. And, she's a fantastic lady. Cracks me up, man. Cracks me up. But I mind my business. I stay in my lane. Like getting a lot of money. When I said that, it says, you therefore must endure hardship as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. 2 Timothy. Woo! The first requirement of the worker is discipline, voluntarily. You know what I mean? See, Robert Fukushima, discipline, voluntary, man. You know what I mean? Got to have voluntary. Rob, I saw your post on there, Robert Fukushima. Trifling little Huxtable, you. See, y'all don't know I went to school with Rob Fukushima. Robert Fukushima is a Huxtable. Yeah, he's an aristocrat. Shit. If his dad was here, his dad would say, you got that from the brothers. You got hanging around them brothers. Rob, I love you, baby. Yeah. I'd just be like, wow, man. People don't understand. I was like, wow. I'm just getting some tidbits from this book. Because I know it's like, corporate, and his words engraved, there's no insubordination. I'm telling you, man. I remember, this is so real. I remember people saying, Katie, Keith, stop it, man. The police go kill you. Why you? And everybody used to be, man, you got to temper it. And how you say things to people. And I used to be going, man, God in me is not my mind. I got great common sense. People used to think I was like hyper and out of control because I was saying things maybe they wouldn't say. And I'm like, man, God speaks through me. And I feel totally natural, though there's cops there with guns and all that. I don't have time for that. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm talking to you. I'm not trying to convince him of nothing. All they are is transportation. They just happen to have guns. You know what I mean? Take me to the judge or who I need to see if you got a problem with me. But I couldn't understand that with brothers. But then I also never take into effect that they might have probation, that kind of stuff. I started, God, because I used to get mad at brothers. And Jesus said to me, say, shut the fuck up. You've never been to prison. You don't know how those hundreds of thousands of people are functioning. I really heard that. And then I started to look around. Then I stopped calling people house niggas. Because I've been always ready for a revolution, movement. Y'all remember when they took over the Lake Ons, all that. We wasn't playing. Chris Wagner, I know Jose Torres, all my people that been there. We know about standing out there, uhuru, and I loved all y'all coming out the beer, standing on the sidewalk saying, uhuru, uhuru, black man in the Benz. They want to kill a black man in the Benz. Because that boy was mad when I got out and popped the trunk, and then I showed him paperwork where I was already suing the city. He was getting ready to shoot me. Nah, chick, don't get out the car. Don't get out the car. Man, shut up. I got to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Bang, bang. And I used to crack up because I used to have arguments with my ex-wife. This was later on. And she'd be throwing stuff out there and couldn't nothing, even though there was some hurtful things said, what never wavered inside of me is that no matter what she said, no matter what they blamed me about, what I did, oh, you're yelling, you're this, and that. Yeah. Man, I ain't never not been the same cat. Because when I was talking what I was talking, one thing that woman knows, when she called the police and they come up in here, Elk Grove, Keith Davis was saying the same damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. And that's what I know about me. And yea, do I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. And that's where we affect change. Anything else? Shit, man. I think Floyd Mayweather got about 60 of those. You know what I'm saying? Anything else you trying to tell me? I be seeing people, I'm just watching and I'm like, man, if you don't get you some real Jesus. I watch these people kick people's doors in China. First, they clear the streets of millions of protesters protesting for human rights with a fake flu, that they probably done put on somebody. You know what I mean? Epidemic, it's probably patented, And then I seen them going in these people's apartments, man, kicking people's doors in, carrying them out. One thing about them carrying them out, they wasn't dragging them out violently, but it is violent when you don't want to go. The lady screaming, the man, they didn't, like I said, they wasn't cuffed and drugged, getting, like iron shankles like Django, the irons, cast irons is a nasty business. Yeah, but they dragged these people out of the house, and I was like, what this remind you of? Took them downstairs. They had new trucks with chrome boxes on them. They threw the people in the boxes, slammed the door, and you heard them screaming, terrified. All I thought of was Amistad, slave ship. People up under there. Little girls locked in little boxes. Ladies forced to sleep under a bed that's kidnapped. The ones in Ohio. All this old shit that comes from that bondage. And I want you to work for me so I can do what? Rape little boys and eat grapes? Because why isn't it not enough? What part of your God's side did you leave from as a king or whatever the hell you did? Wherever you come from. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what they do. They did that yesterday. It was on World News. It was on World News. Check it out. Man, them people were screaming screams of terror being thrown in a chrome box. And what do you think about the Devil's Punch Bowl? You better check that out. Look, I've been on here a long time, probably. I just wanted to rap with y'all. I don't know if it means, hey, Kim, what's going on, darling? Just up, talking to the folks. You guys really subscribe to my YouTube page. I got my link. It's on my profile, Mac and KD, capital M, small a, C-K-N, space, capital K-D. And, I'm going to start putting some new videos up. They got about 25 old ones. I want y'all to go back through and look at some of them and see. I can't even, the titles, I forgot because I wasn't managing the page because that's how I'm saying. I stick and move, and people want me to do all these things, man. Join Instagram. I can put you a portfolio, build you a website. Damn, man, just let me talk. And you know what I mean? If we make $30, give me $4, and y'all do what you need to do production and all that shit. Just give me $4 off the 30. That's how I am. I ain't really tripping because I don't need much. Shit, you ain't going to see me wearing nothing but these glasses. Shit, I ain't buying no Versace, none of that bullshit. I got 1,000 pair of glasses, and I found these, and I like them. I found them probably, I don't know how many years ago. Just like round watches. I never wore round watches. I never wore round glasses. We always kept the square, you know what I mean? That Doug Sanders, Gazelle player, She had on fishnet, her black pantyhose, her big legs was showing through the hole. That's what I'm saying. I was telling Lord Baldwin, man, I open up a church, I might bust out in the middle of the sermon and do something like that. I ain't ready. My daughter told me, why not, Dad? I said, what? Whitney? She said, yeah. I said, Whitney, I'm not going to try. Hey, God didn't tell me to open the church. She said, Dad, I said, Whitney, I still be cussing on purpose. She said, so what? Just don't cuss in church. I looked at her, I was like, but you know what I'm realizing about my daughter? They don't see church and this group of youngsters, they don't see it wholly like Mary, some of the Mexican and, the real practicing Catholics do. They know all the beads and the rosaries, but the majority of these kids, they're seeking a God, but they're looking for a comfortable God. And I keep on telling them, God is comfortable all the time. And conviction just comes with God. You will never, that's what's wrong with people who get mentally tied up. They think they're going to be cured of a thought, and God is like, is like that drug. Once you are filled, Now there's going to be, you can't do what everybody does, even though it's legal. You can't do what everybody does, even though it's this or that, because everything lawful is not expedient. And that means, if I could say this, if your friend is an alcoholic or was an alcoholic, and you guys go out somewhere, and you have a desire, this is where your spot, you get down, you need to loosen up. If you understand what I'm saying? If you drink and you really got to have one, that friend better not see you drink. Simple as that. That's where you have to, if you are a person of God, then I don't know. Does it matter? What if you go and have a drink and they don't know you had a drink? Now you mellow and rolling. Then is there conviction in that? Is that where God starts dealing with you in that realm? Where, oh, I betrayed him, like you were married to him, and I don't know. I'm just throwing out scenarios and mindsets. You know what I mean? You have to always. Your thoughts can't be from 250 years slavery and that kind of thing. And that's what I'd be looking at. That's what you got to look at with the mentality that you're dealing with. Mr. Williams, Gail and Kevin's dad passed. Oh, man. Hey, you know what? D. Hamp, he said Mr. Williams, Gail and Kev's dad passed. Man, I've been to so many fantastic parties at Mr. Williams' house. And Mr. Williams is that's what I'm saying about people, what they don't understand. When you speak against somebody like a President Obama, and even President Clinton, he was personable, but I mean his laws and not really understanding that jail shit detains it. But Mr. Williams was like, he's President Obama way before President Obama. You know, times two. Guys like that. We had black men in our lives who represented stuff like President Obama. Yeah, real rich men like D. Hamp. Because Mr. Williams was, he's an icon. He was like a president. And he would give us great advice, and it was real. And then we get invited to his parties at the house. We slow dancing down there, you know what I mean? He only checked in every now and then. You can feel on a booty for a minute. But he was coming down, just like Mr. Hancock. He put that Earth, Wind, and Fire on Miss Hancock, because Miss Hancock looked just like young Tony Hancock in high school, you know what I mean? Miss Hancock and Mr. Hancock grip was big and strong. They was grown-ups, but I was like, wow, now I compare being a grown-up. Got a fine wife like Miss Hancock. I'm sorry, Mother Hancock now. You know what I mean? Man, look here, I know. I was there. I watched the couples. I watched. See, some of y'all I've been having girls since I was 4, so Donald Hills, all the Warren, you guys, when y'all start watching girls, I was already watching parents. See, I'm watching our parents because I'm like, yeah, I got to know how to move about when I get that age, because I was always saying I'm going to have hella kids, and y'all see, I achieved my goal. Just bing, 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 and now I'm going to have more kids too. It depends on how I feel at 60, because, if Abraham and Sarah had a baby, I got to, my sperm and Sarah's egg is going to be potent if we're going to have babies at 70, 80, and 90, because I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it. Yeah, Mr. Williams always had a positive word. Hey, Cheney, what's going on, baby? Mr. Williams always had a positive word. And Gail and I, you know what I mean? Gail had a crush on me. I had a crush on Gail. But yeah, man, it was hard. It was hard. It was hard for me, because I felt bad, because I had a lot of girls that liked me. I liked a lot of girls. So you got to learn how to figure that out. Not be a liar, not be a cheat. Gail and I worked that out early. You know what I'm saying? But you also can't be out and try to rekindle things or fool with people. At least I can't. I can't just because I could basically, me personally, to have all things in the world, I can't even see me having a stranger around me if I got all the time in the world. Hey, Javi, what's going on, baby? But I see what other people do. They have the kind of friends. I don't know if they even have those kind of friends, because I don't really see people around their childhood friends when they're wealthy, And I think that comes from that saying, if you have one good friend, you're lucky. And that's what's like a trip with me and my life, not ever forgetting anything and having the kind of friends, you know what I mean? Javi, Ken Folks, Ken Folks Barbecue. You know what I mean? Man, we got a whole different connection. We got a love that the world needs to see, and they can't show them. Oprah can't show them that. Jay-Z can't show them that. Floyd Mayweather can't show them that. Everybody who's top shelf, J-Lo can't show them that. Alex Rodriguez can't show them that. Ellen DeGeneres can't show them that. None of those people can show them that. Only we can show them that. And you guys get your ideas together, because you can see I'm sticking and moving. Javi, once like I told you, you're going to be one of them people, I think. D-Hamp's on there, man. At 60, we want to have 60 at 60. So we can do our own show, 60 at 60. Winston Ficklin, man, all these cats with the body of a god, still functioning, ready to roll. When we 60 at 60, man, we got youngsters, man, we need to write a bill. See young Youssef, King Manza. Shit, man, getting started, wanting to write a bill. Anybody over 50, he said, anybody over 50 should have free cable, free this, free that. And we should take over the cable thing in California. And what should we do? How do we get started? Let's write up a bill. Shit, they trying to take it from PG&E. So he said, simple stuff. If you like politics, there it is. Let's get the electricity company. Now it's time to get in. It's just like any time else. Man, seize the moment and do what you do. Shit, I'm going to keep on rapping. You want me to? I'm going to be a paid spokesperson for anybody who I believe in. Their product, they're this, they're that. That's why I say with my YouTube page, subscribe to it. If you got something you want to advertise, I'll promote you. I know people right now that's like, damn, Rick Ross should give you a check. Because people's like, I never had heard of dude until I bumped this and did that and this, and Locksmith. And the lady said, you promote that dude Locksmith because yeah. And I don't know Locksmith personally. Shit, I know him from Richmond. And I found out he went to Ellsworth High. Then I found out like he shot hoop. Shit, what's not to like? The man is shit. He's like well-rounded Jesus. He's coming around. He's coming around. He started out with some dumb shit, like he said, tweeting and back and forth. But when a man can tell you where he's rolling, hey, you expect to see me at the kinfolk picnic? Yes, I'm there. You know what they have? We got Kennedy Grove back too. They got Kennedy Grove back for the El Cerrito All-Comers Picnic. So kinfolk's picnic's great. That's a great, fantastic event. But for me, man, I swear, man, my thing's going finance. And, I've been watching. I just laugh, man, because, I used to see people and they'd be rolling and going to spots, and I'd just be like, damn, let me call up New. And I had to be there. But now, man, E, I know the love you got in your heart, and I've been there, and D-Hamp, and I see it. I'd be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Wow, I feel it. And I want to be there, but financially, if I can't, I've learned to be abased, just like I can be this. So I take what God can give me. I tried some moves right now, last week, where I gave them the bigger part of the pie. And all they had to do is bring me my little small cut. They still couldn't fulfill it. And that has happened so many times over. But all I can do is smile because I tried to give. And though there's something pending over my head, I still did the right thing. So evidently God wants something. Hey, God wanted me to come inside. I've been on here a long time this morning. I don't even know how long I've been on this thing. I'm surprised the phone ain't just, hot. Hey, Jerry Hodges, what's going on, baby? Get up there on Merritt on that hill, Jerry. Running hard, Jerry, hitting them, cracking them. We was cracking them, boy. Cold game. But look, we got to stay on top of each other, man, and I want you to tap into your God spirit. And your God spirit, you got to stop, stop beating yourself over your thoughts, Yeah. I tagged a bunch of you guys, man, on the invite. I think, the classes, people from 1980, 81, everybody, the 82s, they coming, we gotta bring Big Carl out there too. So, his folks probably gonna be well, because we, hey, that's our hard hitting middle linebacker home. Now we got our defense is shored up. That's what I mean. Man, hey, you guys got to draw on your feeling, but I want you to start getting healthier. Guys, I don't give a damn what it is. If you can walk, you got to, if you're in a wheelchair, you got to get you some dumbbells and start doing something, because something is coming where you're contributing every day. If you're putting in prayer, you're doing some things, you are contributing every day. But you got to get off that depression, and you guys got to stop fooling with these folks, man, with that BS. Gail and Oprah lost. And anybody got to worry about Gail and Oprah or Susan Rice? I'm not worried about none of them, because anybody who is not speaking against Daniel Panatello getting choked out, Eric Garner getting choked out by that cop, New York cop Daniel Panatello. And that goes for Oprah, that goes for everybody who's talking that shit. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet, because there it is. That man's family saw what I saw. Getting choked out by a so-called person who's paid to protect and serve. If that ain't goddamn slavery, devil's punch, all the punch bowl, all that stuff. Got the nerve. You guys got the nerve, though, and I'm talking to those of you who got the nerve to kind of bargain with these people on the suffering that went on back then. Got the nerve. And I know when I'm in a room with people, whoever, and it's only a second or in line or anywhere when somebody come with that almost wanting to back racism or coming with an excuse, well, all lives matter. Man, I just tell them just like I tell them, and just like you feel with this emotion, they get ashamed. They back down. If they bow down, that's what they do. But they never rise up. They never go no higher with it. They check it. And that's been my experience, you know. I could damn near end that with a Walter Cronkite, type moment. And so it is, and so it shall be done. Yeah, because that's where we roll into, man. Like I just told you, Moses, Abraham type proportions. I'm looking forward to having children in my 70s. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because I'm going to have the substance to do it. I want to do some Abraham, Moses, real Jesus type shit. I want to be immortal. Know what's wrong with y'all? I believe. And as I believe, I'm achieve. Not even tripping. I'm going to try to pull out 200 earthly years. I don't know about you. I'm not going to laugh. I'm not going to LOL. And I mean real earthly years. I don't know, man, because I could tell. I used to get pee way out there. I don't know about peeing at 200. Shit, we'll see. God knows. But that takes that diet to make surf, man. I swear, man, that diet to make surf is just phenomenal. Hey, Double R, what's up, Rich? Man, I think I've been on this phone, man, probably 2 hours this morning. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Shit, Facebook should pay me some royalties. Don't they get money for us being on here like this? Man, subscribe to my YouTube page, folks, because I'm gonna do something, man. I'm gonna do some shows. Let me give you just a hint of what I'm doing, because I tell people, man, they say, do you have any routines for comedy? Man, I could just tell you a story, and it comes off of seriousness first. The seriousness of seeing youngsters brawl inside of cages, that's locked up in the penitentiary. And if you're a kid, people are always like, oh, man, well, your kid got to stay away from this, stay away from that, man. Your kid might actually get in a car with a great kid who actually made his first whatever deal. Or your kid could just be arrested by some punk-ass cop who see your kid who looks like somebody who took his girlfriend, and he go to a penitentiary. But see, my jokes come off of reality. Your young son, if you don't pay no money for that young son to get protection, or your young son don't join the Aryan, or your young son don't join the nation, or your young son don't join up a group in prison, your young son is going to get raped. He's going to get fucked. And see, I will tell you about your young daughters, all this kind of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And don't look at it like, oh, they're not criminals, it's not going to happen. They've been snatching motherfuckers off the street. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say about having a church, man. You got to bring it to people real. And then you got to jump right into comedy, because I wish a motherfucker would come. See, me, Keith Davis is a bad man. And I be doing that comedy because, you know what I mean? I come with a built-in ass cruncher. A built-in ass cruncher. I would bend over. And I would wish a motherfucker would in the name of Jesus. Go ahead and watch the ass cruncher chomp your nuts and your balls off. See, that's the kind of comedy going to be on my YouTube page. It's going to be like that. You're going to start off real, and you're going to think about your folks, and I'm going to tell you about the power of real God and how you're going to combat it, and then you're going to start to grow to say you great instead of apologizing all the time in your life. Apologizing, walking on eggshells at a desk, eating all kind of shit, you know what I mean? Being constipated, all kind of gastrointestinal, blah, blah, blah. And as I tell you this, man, I got rent due. I got my car, the fees is paid. I got to get a small, got to get a catalytic converter. I got to go deal with, you know what I mean, paid administrative leave. Then I got my son, you know, who kind of goofball. Then my son got 2 or 3 white friends that's goofball. Then my son got some brothers that's really great brothers that help my son, but they going through like homelessness and stuff and they got great families. So you see what I'm saying? In all that, I'm juiced, I'm rolling. You know why? Because I'm filled. I'm filled, and I'm filled with real Jesus. I ain't filled with all the math of the pyramids. I'm not filled with that yet, because I'm filled with it. It's in there. It's in there. So therefore, when I go to build something physical, my God Spirit tells me to call, you know, D. Washington, Ned Holmes, studying people, professors, you know, and I call the top shelf people. I know professors. You know, they know Harvard, Yale, they know this, they know that. And then I know professors who never went to none of that. And I call on all my folks, because that's what, you know, that's what the real Jesus is. Just like I was telling somebody, they put on my page, they said, man has trouble down here. And I was like, Jesus had trouble down here too. Then Jesus wasn't lost. People, I read the story of the Bible. I found out in my intellect, Jesus was lost down here, because God incarnate, where was he? Well, I mean, if he wasn't lost, why was he out here? If he didn't get lost down here, why was he chipping out in the temple, turning over to the money changers? And I mean, and then somebody's going to come back and tell you, I guess he was going, be humble, my son. If we're going to imagine throwing over money change. This is my father's house. You've made it a den. I wonder, did he call them a few MFers or whatever? How come the Bible don't have the cuss words or the derogatory? They do, but you know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got to look at these kind of things and how everything is twisted. You can see it on the stages. I can't wait, man. I can't wait, because we got... God is bringing this arena, man. Pete Buttigieg and RuPaul was on here. They got this agenda. And like I tell you, you can't deny the real Jesus Mac by they trying too hard. They trying too hard to promote nobody. The gay agenda is what it is. You know, how come you don't see no clips of Liberace all the time? But I'm always seeing some flamboyant drag stuff, especially if a Negro's involved. And if you're going to, you know, there's don't know why it has to be that way. But there are different signs that God will give you. And like I told you, one sign is Russell Westbrook and them. Cam Newton and them. I'm talking to my people. You know what I mean? I don't know, man.